What's up and welcome guys to One Oak Mentoring, the #1 virtual team mentoring commodity business company that has ever been thought of, right? How y'all doing today, man? Hopefully y'all doing good, man. It's a nice, beautiful day. Just getting out the gym. As y'all can see that, can y'all see that tone? This is all that manly sweat, from pumping all them big weights and running around. See, it's kind of dry right here, so I really didn't go too hard. I'm just joking. Yeah, today, what I'm gonna be talking about, as y'all know, I break down certain aspects of my job, and today we're gonna be going over an overview of what an outing is. Excuse me, man. You know how you gotta clear your throat real hard. But yeah. Outings, the initial purpose of outings is to integrate, the kids back into the community and back into, the real world. As you know, when you're working at a group home, basically, it's not like the one I work at, it's not like the kids are locked up, but, they can't just, leave whenever they want or whatever. It's basically like houses. So at least they're not in like, cells or anything like that, right? So when they go on outings, like they're supposed to use the skills and the life skills and the stuff that they're gaining from the group home that I work at. They're supposed to go out to the community and show that, right? So now some of y'all might think, okay, what's so important about that? I mean, they just go out like, no, it's not really like that. Because a lot of these kids, a lot of things that we take for granted, things that we do that we take for granted, like going to the movies or just going out to eat or just doing certain activities and things like that. A lot of these kids, they never experienced before in their life. You know what I mean? Just something as simple as just we had this one kid that say, I don't know, there's certain restaurants that we eat at this restaurant all the time. And this kid was like, yo, I never ate at a Zaxby's before. And we looking at him like, what kind of rock you living under, man? You never ate at Zaxby's before, man? But then we have to think okay, these kids didn't grow up, the way that we did, right? So we can take them to a basketball game or something like that. Some kids never even been to a basketball game, whether it's we've been to professional basketball games, we've been to, I guess, local league basketball games. I'm not sure if we've been to any high school basketball or football games. We went to a football game a while back, but yeah, that's the main reason for having outings. Just to let the kids see certain things and just get back acclimated, to being in real society, because when you live a lot of time away from your family and you're in a place with a lot of other people, some people you like, some people you don't like, some staff you like, some staff you don't like. That can be very hard for a kid. So, getting out into the community and outings, there's a whole array of outings, which I'm going to break them down. But sometimes they're volunteer outings. And that's basically where we might go do a project. I remember this one time we went, there was a lot of people that did graffiti and stuff all over this park and stuff like that. Excuse me. But yeah, I guess there was this park with a lot of graffiti and stuff, and what we did is we took the residents and we met up with another group, a great group of volunteers, and we basically, they bought the spray, cans for us, and we basically just went around and covered stuff up, you know what I mean? And so that's actually good because it lets the kid actually get out and actually be productive at the same time. So it's not just even though there are real fun outings where we just go and we just, do something strictly fun, actually the volunteer outings can be fun as well, because we're helping in the community. And another thing it does is they're working together, right? So it's a teamwork thing. All this stuff in the group home, it all kind of connects or, circles around. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean? So it's getting those kids out there, spraying that stuff. Kids that usually may not interact as well, they might be in the same group, and so they might be spray painting, doing that, and they might figure out hey, this kid is actually cool. We had a task that we had to do together, and basically, we got it done, right? And then as far as like when we go out to eat, like especially when we used to go to this like buffet all the time, right? And so, we have to teach kids things. Just because we're going on outings, it's not just like we're just out here just like, oh, that's all we do at work. We just go out to eat and do this stuff. Like, now it sounds fun. It is fun, but it's still teaching and work that has to be done. So when we're at a buffet or something like that, kids that never been to a buffet or have no etiquette or manners, man, they just might, get a big plate of food, come back, eat a couple pieces of it. That's good. All right, I'm done with it. Slide it over, go get another big plate. Hey, yeah, that's good, man. Go get another big. Whoa, man, slow down. I mean, that's not the way I tell them. I'm like, hold up, man. Yeah, the food is free. I mean, well, not free, but yeah, you can, put as much food as you want, but you still don't want to be wasteful, okay? And sometimes you might, if you're not thinking about it like that, you just think about, man, this kid just has no freaking manners, man. This kid's like, no home training, but then you got to think, yeah, the kid has no home training. So that's basically what we're trying to do. Hey, man, just get you one plate at a time, man. The food ain't going nowhere. Nobody's going to come in and steal all the food, man. The food ain't just going to expire like that. Take your time, right? Sometimes you get kids, they eat fast, because they don't know when the next meal is going to come, don't know, like, slow down, brother. Take a bite, savor your food. You know what I mean? Other types of outings. I'm going to like break down some of the outings, in more of like a broad span. I mean, not a broad span, but like get real like specific about it. But then we also do like thank you outings. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but where we go out and we take a card and like a cookie cake to some volunteers or people that donated to the program and things like that. Normally we'll take the higher levels because they have to like speak in front of a group or just say a few words or whatever. And then we go on the thank you outings, man. Now, on most outings, when we go out to eat, it's mostly like fast food. You know what I mean? Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's most of the times. Now, to me, that's a higher end fast food. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with that. But normally it could be anything. Burger King, McDonald's. We probably ate at every restaurant that you can think of, like as far as like a corporate restaurant that you can think of, like, period, right? But when we go on the thank you outings, right? I'm not sure if the budget is a little bit different. You know what I mean? But when we're going to thank you outings, though, we go big, man. I'm talking about, we're going to like, steak houses. We eating Mexican. We just eating, you know what I mean? Like Cracker Barrel, like stuff like, stuff, places where you sit down and you got a tip, you know what I mean? And where they serve you and stuff like that, man. I love those outings. But to bring it back to me, that's kind of like why I love this job. Just because like we get to do things like that. We get to go out into the community. We get to take these kids out to do like art projects and things like that I probably would have never even done or even know that I like. Like we did this pottery thing, and sometimes I hope I don't get in trouble, but sometimes I'm just so into like doing what I'm doing, the activity, I just forget, hey man, you're supposed to be watching these kids, you know what I mean? So man, it could just be very fun. But I'm gonna break down more of the outings, but they're just like it's just a unpredictable job. Outings are just like, I don't know, man. They're just like great. When I'm on outings, I just feel like, man, I literally feel like, man, this is the best job that I could have because, I mean, you're riding around, time's going by, you're learning things, you're having a good experience, you're actually having fun. All the while, you're working hard because you're teaching these kids how to carry themselves, how to act in public, like, hey, man, some people just don't know, like, I mean, this might sound kind of nasty, but some people don't know, like, that you just can't. So when some of the kids are just at the house, they just pass gas anywhere, man. So I'm like, hey, we're on this, hey, man, you need to go to the restroom and step out, man. Just don't pass gas, like, while people are eating, man. Just don't, like, pass gas, like, in, like, a room where, you could have, like, small room where, you could have stepped out. Like, all those little small things, right? When they go on the outings, the guys, a lot of the times depending on what the outing is, if it's going to be like a lot of people there, like a baseball outing or something like that, man, it's just really cool just to see, the guys, they get their outfits together, oh man, I want to wear these shoes, I want to wear that. Just to see the guys, just the excitement that they have, that I remember that I used to have being young, oh man, let's put on our nice clothes, man, we're going to go out. might see some girls. You know, there's nothing wrong with seeing attractive women. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that, right? So, it's all that, man. I mean, we've been at Carowinds. Oh man, that was probably the best work day of my life. Goodness gracious, where man, we've been like all types of fishing. We've been to car shows. We've been in this place called like Camp Leopold, where we like take a long drive, and it's like all these activities and stuff like that. Of course, like movies. But the interesting ones are the volunteer outings, because like a lot of times, like, you know, it's just something different. Like sometimes we might take them, they have to go like clean like the lake and stuff like that, so they'll be out there doing that. And you know, we'll go to like a YMCA or Boys and Girls Club type facility. They'll go and they'll shower, and you know, they get to, you know, play around and stuff, you know, get to shoot basketball and stuff. Man, that's just, when we have outings, man, it's just like a beautiful thing, man. I really just, there's no other way really to explain it, man. I hope we have more outings and things like that. On top of that, we have did like bike outings. We've been to the zoo. We've been, it's so many of them, right? So but yeah, man, but that's probably one of the best things that I can just, I don't know, man. I don't, like, there's no other job. I mean, of course, when you have a job, you know, you like, is, you know, you have to be there. So you kind of just like, okay, yeah, I gotta go to work. But you know, me going into work, you know, like being away from home, you know, which is something for everybody. You know, I'm away from home. I don't want to be away from home. But besides that little small feeling, man, I love being at work, being able to, you know, share some of my guidance, you know, while we're out. Hey, we go to feed the homeless and stuff like that, man. All that stuff is just like, I don't know, man. It's just fun, you know. And when we go do things like that, most of the times, you know, we get to go out to eat with the kids, right? Free meal, right? Get paid, having fun, and I'm getting free meals, man. Come on, man. You know, I remember one time we went on a thank you outing. It was like all day long, man. I couldn't. It was so much food I couldn't eat. I'm talking about, man. I had a plate. I had leftovers from breakfast, I had leftovers from lunch, and I had leftovers from dinner, man. And I just brought it home. That's all I was basically doing, driving around, you know, going to these places. You know, they taking the card in, you know, somebody says a few nice words. I might say a little something because I've been working there so long. Boom, we go get something to eat, and then we, you know, just keep it moving, man. But I'm gonna definitely break down certain type of outings, but just the main thing of the outings is kind of just to get kids like, you know, get them ready to go back into the community with the, you know, the life skills that they attain from the facility that I work at, right? So I know I didn't get too detailed, but I'll definitely be kind of breaking down certain outings. You know, this is just kind of like the general thing about the outings. You know, they can always be fun, like just so many things that we done. Like we got like a waterfall, like I don't know if you consider it a lake or something like that. No, it's not a lake. Like a pond or waterfall or whatever you want to call it thing. I'm not really good with stuff like that. But it's just right down the road. Probably like a quarter mile from the facility that I work. That's like a waterfall, and on up. Like if you go up a little bit more, there's like a park and a trail and all this stuff. We've had an outing there where we just had like a picnic. And you know, some of the kids, they kind of got to stand on the you know, the edge of like the water and, you know, and things like that. We went up to the park. You know, people, you know, just throwing football, playing volleyball. Man, this is real fun. You know, this is the type of work, you know, it just feels like I'm not even at work, right? But yeah, some more hours we have. We just go like the trampoline. We've been to like 2 different trampoline camps and stuff like that. Yeah, all while working, right? We've had to go to schools to help them set up for back to school. We used to go to like churches and do certain type of work. We used to go to like events at this redemption church. A person comes back and they talk about, you know, what's going on and this and that. I think it's Coaches for Characters or something like that. All that stuff, man, just doing that, man, that's what really just keeps me going when I do this type of job. But I'm not gonna get too sentimental, man. I might start crying a little bit, you know, because I'm so happy, right? But this is the One Oak, man. This is just the outing thing. I will be getting back to you guys. I gotta work today, so I'm gonna try to do a vlog when I get home today, kind of like, you know, what I did today or what I didn't do, right? Besides that, man, y'all have a great day, man. This is One Oak, and I am out.